Controversy surrounding who created the Fuji music genre cropped up again at the second edition of Ariya Repete, a talk show on Nigerian entertainment industry sponsored by Goldberg, a beer drink brewed by Nigerian Breweries plc. While discussants with knowledge of how the genre emerged and have grown from one generation to another gave various perspectives to the topic of discussion, tracing the origin, highlighting the contributions of various musicians to the genre and how it has survived among other genres. Professor Tunde Babawale, Dean Student Affairs University of Lagos, in his keynote address, traced the origin of Fuji music, the popular figures and the sociocultural contributions of the genre in Nigeria. A top figure in the Fuji music industry, Alhaji Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as K1 The Ultimate, revealed at the well-attended conference that his mentor, Alhaji SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister, who passed on December 10, 2010, precisely 7 years ago, was not the creator of Fuji music, but a turning point. K1 disclosed that Fuji music actually preceded the emergence of Ayinde Barrister as a musical artist. He argued that Fuji is a common lexicon on the lips of socialite on Lagos Island.
It has a heavy influence of Islam, because as history said, it actually took off from what you call weary music. That is where when the Muslims are doing Ramadan, they are jisari. Those are the people that wake people up early in the morning to go for their prayers. That was weary music, and that was where Fuji took off from. Of course, it took the ingenuity of somebody like Barrister to turn weary music into this very excellent music genre which Fuji has become. Indeed, Barrister is credited. There is a consensus on the view that Fuji music is a derivative of weary music. There is no debate about it. And indeed, people believe that it was Barrister that gave it the name Fuji. I mean, that's what was said. Whether that is true or not, that in fact it was a Japanese name, coinage. Okay, sorry, the practitioners are here. You can take me up, you can educate me. So, and I call them pioneers. I've also said that Kollington, Barrister have contributed a lot to the music, and that Fuji benefited from the introduction of traditional instruments such as the dudung, the bata drum, the agogo, and the shekere. These instruments are often mixed with Western drums, synthesizers, amplifiers, especially with the entrance of Kwamwa. Like its Juju counterpart, Fuji music themes is the same theme that you have in Juju, which I said resonate with the people that Fuji music now brings up. The theme of love, the theme of romance, the theme of marriage, the theme of child naming, of destiny, sometimes of religion, especially Islamic religion. So, what is therefore important is if you look at the style of Fuji music, it's been described by one scholar, Bode Omojola, and it's very interesting. He said that Fuji music and its causes are defined by a common set of performance and stylistic elements, notably the use of traditional instruments, call and response vocal forms, declamatory and melismatic singing, the projection of Islamic messages, and a process of continuous performance in which multiple songs are joined together.
And the organizer needs to be really applauded for a job well done. I think this kind of forum has been put together for over 2-3 decades. I want to believe the present state of our music here in Nigeria and the global village will not remain same. But it's better to be late than never. I will kindly implore the organizers of the sponsor to please remain consistent. This is an advice given at the last year edition, which is supposed to be the maiden edition of the gathering. We urge them to please remain consistent. Once there is consistency, we will definitely get to where we are going. Yeah, it's quite known that the road to success is always very rough. but to God be the glory, here we are. I want to believe that last year edition, which is supposed to be the maiden edition, the turnout was impressive, but this is more the gathering here that I'm seeing here, the cream of eminent personalities seated are quite different from the cream of people that graced the first occasion. Yeah, Fuji music. I'm a Fuji music practitioner. The keynote speaker, I've said it all, ranging from the fact that music is not strictly made for entertainment. It goes beyond that. And I want to compliment what he has said, that music should be seen as something that is edutainment. As it educates, so it entertains. Fuji music, when it was formed, it started with Were, as was previously submitted. And what is Were music? Were music is the act of waking the Muslim fidels during the Ramadan period. And this part of the music. Every day, Ontori Ọlọ́run èdìdí ẹmúsàárì jẹ́ every day, Ontori Ọlọ́run èdìdí ẹmúsàárì jẹ́. With this kind of music, you see people in their groups. They will be waking up the Muslims. The people whose business is the promotion of music really give necessary support to the practitioners then. And through this, there are numerous competitions put together. And at the end of the day, anybody that's emerged the winner will be given certain trophies. All these people started from Were music. As I am here, I equally started with Were music in the Denmark. And on the day of the Eid Fitri, you see us in groups with ladies in uniforms, while the leader will be on the horse, riding on the horse, entertaining the people whom we have used this music to wake up.
Fuji gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ṣe kọjú sí èmi kì í ṣe iṣẹ́ orin ẹ̀sìn ni, torí pé tí a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ Fuji tó mú látòkè délẹ̀ fún àwọn tó mọ̀ ọkàn láwọn pè é lè ju àwọn òwe kan lọ táwọn fi ṣe ẹ̀sìn. Nígbà tí àwọn wà ní kékeré ní Èkó ní Koilo Street ní ìsàlẹ̀ kankan, ohun ni wọ́n fi ń mọ ọ̀gá àti tó bá kéwú, wọ́n fi mọ ọ̀gá ni tó bá ń gbé wéré. Tọ́wọ́n dẹ̀ wá sí ọ̀nà ọ̀làgbà ẹlẹ́kùnlé wa, iṣẹ́ ohun ọdún ohun la máa ń pè é tó bá dàgbà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, torí àwọn tó mọ kéwú tó dẹ̀ mórí kọ àwọn ń gbé wéré. Gbàlódé dìbàrà tí Ọlọ́run gbàdúrà the creator of Fuji music, the late Dr. SIKIRU BARRISTER, kọ́lọ̀ fi kó tẹ̀wọ́n sáfẹ́ rí, tí wọ́n yí eré ìpadà tí wọ́n sọ di kòkó ọbẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn, fún eré tó yẹ pé wọ́n ṣe ní 30 ọjọ́ láàrin ọdún ló wá di iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe ní ojoojúmọ́, tó fi ń kọ́lé, tó fi ra mọ́tò, tó fi lọ́lọ́ òyìnbó. Àsìdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́ pé ó tóbi tó wá ṣe fẹ́. Gẹ́bí ṣe sọ eré Fuji ò lè kú, torí ẹjọ́ dá Fuji lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀ ó ti identify, ó dẹ̀ ti sọ principle tó fi ṣe. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún ní Fuji music is the combination of music consisting of sakara pala juju, afro, gudugudu, aro, hip-hop, wish-wash. And what everything. So a Fuji will always adopt and adapt other forms to become bigger. Torí ẹni yóò ṣe máa ń pa mi nínú jẹ́ tí àwọn oní Fuji tí ó yẹ kọ́ máa wọ́n ní hip hop wá sínú álbọ̀mù wọn, wọ́n máa lọ bá oní hip hop ní ilé ilé púpọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n pé Fuji ò lè kú, torí yàgbà ṣe mọ̀ Fuji tá a mọ̀ yìí láti kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe ń lọ nìkan dé. Tẹ́bá fojú sí dáadáa, ẹni pé kò sí ẹ̀kọ́ tó lè wọ Fuji, kò bá jẹ́ gítà ní, kò bá jẹ́ anything ní, á torí Fuji bá ṣe ẹ máa wo dáadáa nínú mọ́nà a ṣe kọ traditional Fuji ní nǹkan bíi 35-40 minutes lọ́wọ́ náà realize báwọn ṣe ń gbé kiri wọnú Fuji tó àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ gbàgbé orísun àwọn ìyẹn tó jẹ́ wẹ́rẹ́ ibi tí Fuji ti ń bọ̀ tó wọ́n yẹ kó gbogbo ẹ̀wọ́ tó di àmàlù tó di àmàlà tó di kí lé wọn lọ́wọ́ tó bá ṣe gbọ́ orin wọn ẹ sì rí ogún ìṣẹ́jú ọgbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú tẹ̀lé àrílò tó jẹ́ Fuji gidi fáwọn tó wọn lọ́wọ́ tó dẹ̀ ní ohun ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tó mú mi tó lọ́wọ́ ẹ fi yẹn ṣàdúrà fún Nigeria viewers through Goldberg pé pàtẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe kó wà fún iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀dẹ̀ ní tíì.
The acclaimed originator of Fuji music, late Dr. SIKIRU AYINDE Barrister, he mentioned it clearly that he took that from Mount Fuji in Japan. That was why when he defined Fuji, he said in the 70s, clearly, he said, ladies and gentlemen, who can tell me the full meaning of Fuji sounds? Konito Ola die Omo Aye Kongo Eni Soibo Ayinde Nile Ano Lati Tumo O. He said it is the agglomeration of all kind of genre of music. Fuji sound is combination of music consisting of sakara, akpala, juju, gudu gudu, afro, possibly highlife. Mo lè gbé tẹ́gbẹ́ Commander yọ, mo lè gbé Tọ́látúnjí Yusufu yọ ooo, mo lè gbé Afro Fuji yọ tàbí Tájì Haruna Ṣọlá o, Baba Gani mo ṣí fìlà fèrè o. Basically, what he decided to do was just to explain to you. He has, in so many interviews he granted, he explained succinctly that look, what Fuji is all about is just to take a piece of every genre, every music, from Afro, Juju, hip hop, from anywhere in the world. The most important thing is how he needed to put it together in a better perspective, in a way that he was communicating to his audience in Yoruba, and for them to understand, because that will be two-way communication. That's my first answer to that.
Thank you so much. From my own little research as a journalist, I think the word Fuji came from the fact that we had some musicians who before the late legend AYINDE Barrister were performing Fuji, and we had people like Dada Ekuakara, we had Monsieur Akade, you will remember. So from my own little research, the way the name Fuji came about when these people were performing during probably Ramadan, Ileya festival, and all the rest. They will sing Alhaji Lola Olorun ẹ ó rówó ṣe Fuji, Alhaji Lola Olorun ẹ ó rówó ṣe Buruji, Alhaji Lola Olorun ẹ ó rówó ṣe Fàájì ọdún Ayabo. So that word Fuji now came and people now accepted it and became acceptable generally.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to say a big thank you to the main speaker that came here and do a lot of educative and opening up as per the gain of music entertainment and run vis-a-vis Fuji and Juju to the standing and to the best of understanding of a whole lot of us that might be here that knew nothing about most of our music, other than we will sit back at our respective homes, we listen to good music, or either we tune in our radio by the support various artists got from radio stations around us that exposes a whole lot of musicians. The truth of it is, he has said it all. From the point of a scholar who I believe has done a serious research. That was why he was able to say it very straight and direct to the point he was trying to make. To go along with what Goldberg we are doing today, I say thank you to you. May God bless you and keep preserving someone like you for us and very many others like you across everywhere. Thank you so much. My presence here this afternoon, evening, to say big thank you to the organizer of not only today's event, but the people behind what's become reason of our sitting down here to make a discussion ever. If issue like this were being set longer time before now, we all would have known the state of our music entertainment, how best the white people whom we took a cue from, the way they do their thing. There can never be a successful music concert, musical discussion without not organizing a seminar to open up the mind and the ears of people as to the reason why we find ourselves where we found ourselves. I doubted how many Nigerian artists so opportune to either travel abroad to do seminars and be discussed about themselves too by these various foreign organizations promoting music entertainment, except like the likes of late Fela Anikulapo, whom everybody knows all through the nooks and crannies of the world. And when you ask them about Nigeria, some will tell you, is that not the place that great legend Fela came from? And also King Sunny Ade, before any other one. And I doubted if up to this moment there can still be a good mention aside those two mentioned greatly until lately, Femi Lagbaja and the rest of other ones they discuss about. So I thank you, Goodbye, for giving us this opportunity to have something to argue and to discuss about. Because what we are doing now, we open up a whole lot of opportunity for people of like minds to come together and express their feelings in the open, say what exactly it is, how best they know it. Some of us talking here, I can see the whole lot of our discussion. I can see a good followership of Fuji music in you and love. A good followership of good music and love for personality in this genre of music. But there's more to Ajiwari Ajisari and Fuji music that you are proudly talking about that meets the eye. In another 2 days, I'll be 60 years. And I started playing Ajiwari Ajisari since I was a little boy, 6-year-old. So I say 44 years of my life, I did it fully as a practicing Fuji musician. But the first year I did that as an apprentice in the genre of Ajiwari and Fuji. So if you put all that together, I have 54 good years of my life. And thank you. I started living with late SIKIRU Barrister since I was a little boy, 8-year-old. I started with him when my mentor and myself were sharing one bedroom and did all journey of life all together. I read SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister like good student would read book. I read SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister like a good student who listened very well in the class. For him to have come out at the end of the day with distinction, I read him very, very well. Very well. And I can say today, I am either living or dead, the most closest person as an artist to SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister till his breath last. So anything I say here today, not to gain any popularity other than the one Almighty God has given to me, or to gain recognition more than what SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister has done on me, or the trust he had imbibed in myself. But the truth of it is, while I was sitting down there, the man I give credit to mentioned something like about Fuji music, the right name from Fuji Island. No. Wasiu Ayinde today, to the glory of Almighty God and the love everybody, all Nigerians, shower on him as a successful man, does not make him successful more than any other person. Just by the grace of Almighty God and good people that I gained that recognition does not make me special to any other person. I'm just lucky. You said something. And it's here, back good year, Koto, that's the truth. So nothing make me so different from Dewali Ayuba, Obesere, Pasuma, or anybody, Sashino Peters, or anybody. I'm just lucky. And that can happen in one's life. Even in a family of 4 or family of 6 or even 10. There will be a particular one that's so lucky, get all things done nicely, does not make you, the only one, the golden child, or neither make the other one like nobody in the family. Fuji music has been played by our forefathers before SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister. Permit me to draw your love and mind back to, because I can see you so much love Fuji music, especially my brother sitting down here, Mr. Balogun, and I can listen to you say you are from Lagos Island. Okay, I was born in Lagos Island as well. I started everything about my life from Lagos Island, and I'm sure you will know me from the way I see you are talking about Fuji and Fuji. I was born at Okesuno. 22 Okesuno Street is where I was born. And I grew up between Okesuno and Idumabu Avenue. And that is where I started my musical career as well. Fuji, before SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister, had been in existence. Our forefathers used to use the word F-U-J-I, Fuji, as a freestyle word. Balance say, "Omo kini Fuji, kini Fuji, olówó she Fuji, olówó she Fuji." Fuji means Faji. Another word means fun. Omo, what's your fun like? What's your fun like? Olówó she Fuji. Yoruba of the island can be described as so different from other Yorubas. Like you rightly said, in that Lagos Island we have the Brazilians. In that island of them we have very many settlers that mix all together. And they have their pronunciation differently from one another. But Lagos Island is the heaven of the very best. If you have never been to Lagos Island, then your civilization is -1. So it's either you get it right or you don't get it at all. That is what Lagos stands for. And that's why Lagos still till tomorrow, you will find Lagos roaming the street 24/7. Other area has gone to bed, maybe like 7, 8 o'clock. Kini FUJI, kini FUJI. That is number one, where the word Fuji connotes. Ajiwele Adesanya gave birth to today Fuji. Yesterday Fuji, the founding Fuji. So let's first of all knock the word. SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister said he derived the name of Fuji, or he took the name Fuji from Fuji Island. No. While my late boss was alive, we discussed this very many of the time. But I'm not here to do justice to all our discussion. Neither am I here to try to watch the dirty linen of Fuji in the public. That's not what we are here for. We are here to, as a matter of fact, I'm here to express my feelings of what I've been trying to correct in the last 4 editions of Fuji Toba. That's my reason of being here. I've said that in hidden for many years back. When the idea of Fuji Toba was brought to me, I instantly make some notes, and I told them, for this to go through me, you must adjust and redesign and represent all this. I am sure my resistance was what gave birth to this seminar thing last year. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the country last year when it was being done. So, pardon me my absence last year. The issue of today we are discussing probably could have been discussed last year. But, not to take your time, because also I learned they're going to discuss juju. But before you discuss juju, let's get it right. Don't let us turn bad out of what we wanted to do good into, or else we will be failing in our duty. You, Goldberg, as investor, any other company, sister company that associated with the development of this, and we, practitioners, and the good people, the third arm, the journalists, the writers that have done good justice to presentation of our art and culture, our value, our heritage. We should not come in here and rubbish effort of very, very people just in the name somebody wants to shine or somebody wants to talk. If you are not a musician, there is a way you can talk about the music that I'm into. I'm not just one musician that come one afternoon to start to say I am a musician. Even anybody that come from the street, so be it, your luck. But the truth of the matter is, if you assimilate very well, you will again go back to the drawing board, meet the people, the who that matters, who is who in that industry. They can put you right. We should not drag or be arguing on that one. Barrister has done so well. In one of my music, I remember when I was talking about Olúwayé Fuji, Mọ̀gbẹ́lẹ́ta Abídé Ọlọ́run ló ṣọlá Fuji bó ti rí Àyìndé wá sí ẹ̀rù dúpẹ́. Bó bá wá dúpẹ́ orí àgbà mí sí o, ìbá gbogbo àwọn tó ti ń lu Fuji láti jọrí, látàyé àjísàrí, ayé àjíwèrè. Kó tó wá dórí Fuji ti sẹ́yìn o. Ìbá Síkírù mi ọmọ àbí ìbá lọ fi èrè ìyá. Ìbàjàdígà ní olówọlé. Àwọn tó kọlù Fuji látàjíwèrè. Sàkálà ìgbàdé mọ̀ láòpẹ́ o. Mo fún Fuji láwà làgàràwú. And so on and so forth. Now, on record, Sikiru Ayinde was the first to play Fuji music, either by the way or by the ground. Ajadiga ní olówọlé was also a frontliner, the very first that performed Fuji, even at that time, with a lot of security coverage by the then leadership of police authority. That time, if you are talking about Fuji and you don't talk about Ajadiga, who happens to be the one that performed at the coronation of late Oba of Lagos, Oba Adeniji Adele. When was Adeniji Adele was crowned? You go back to history. in case you want to either corroborate my story or you want to subtract from my story. When was Adeniji Adele coronated? Ajadi Gadi was the one that performed at the coronation of Oba Adeniji Adele Eleko of then. Not only that, SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister in one of his music also, he did mention a certain year. If you listen to his album very well, the year he said, Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe wéré o, lábẹ́ aláṣẹ múra iná mi, Àjàó èèyàn. He finished that topic, he goes to another topic. He says, Nìjí bọ́ Barrister, ohun mi ó tẹ́gbẹ́ Barrister, oyin mi ló ń padà bí ọgbọ́n, séyìí tí ọmọ ayé ń fẹ́ o. Now, like I said, I am not here to attack or to challenge the living, the doings, the notes, and everything that has to do with my mentor, whom I stand here to say I am the one, I'm the only one that knows best about him. So you don't come to challenge the saying of the dead like that. But that still does not make us to all die with a history on our mind where we could set history straight, where we could be of great help to straightening what history is all about. Because when you are talking about music entertainment and my name was mentioned even after death, that is more than enough in a country of over 100 million people. History was being written, your name was mentioned either by a single line. You are lucky. What about several others that are not opportune? Do you know how many people that play music that nobody even heard about them today? To God be the glory. What do we say about Sakala Ibadi? What do you say about Abinwa Ibashir? What do you say about the rest of others? Whom we all did all this together, and after Ajiwele Adisani, they all turned to Fuji music. They are playing it. Some of them, after, chooses to go along the line of Sakala. Sakala Ibadi did the Ajiwele Adisani. He opted for Sakala, modern Sakala. That's what he chooses. Kollington did. While Barrister was there in Mushi, crisscrossing to Lagos Island, Kollington was there at the Metal. They were contemporaries. I followed those that followed them. As a matter of fact, I wasn't the one that followed them. I really. Ramoni Akoni, they followed. They are my senior. Before I took over. So, we are not here to do the seminar on Fuji. We are doing seminar on music entertainment, organized by Gold Badge. Another opportunity will come where we're going to educate ourselves, and the right of you good scholars will be called. Good people like you will be invited. We'll give ourselves opportunity to educate ourselves so that history don't die. That's the only thing we can do. Unfortunately, SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister, he did all Almighty God bestowed on him to do, to see that Fuji music is right there, stand-footed, rooted, that nobody can ever take away from him. Not me, not anybody coming 50, 100 years from now can take that away from him. And I said that in my music. I said, SIKIRU Ayinde Barrister, he is the turning point of the Fuji we were talking about. Anybody that heard and understand Yoruba very well, when they say something, turn around. Somebody that turns something around, that turns the table. You know what that means. You scholar can turn the word. You can turn into very many notes. So I thank you, everybody present here today. My reason of coming in the first instance was to come in and educate the Gold Badge that what you are doing, we truly appreciate. For giving us opportunity, Fuji music, our genre of music, opportunity to be so exposed as you are doing. We thank you big way. But the but is, let's go back to the foundation of Ajiwele Adisani that gave back to Fuji. This is where I disagree. I think I told Conrad and others that had the opportunity to have a meeting with me, I said, why not you people invented something non-alcoholic and put Fuji music underneath of it because of the religious undertone, totality that Fuji music stands for. Juju music is a Western music being played by our forefathers today. We give credence to that, but there is a different way you connote Juju and Fuji in that order to our people. Like you said, both Juju and Fuji happens to be the music of the Western people. We here from the West, the Yoruba people. And it is true. If I should go to China to perform today, except on the world's center stage, where those that understand music of the world will come and appreciate all world music, because I've been to many center stage across the globe. I've been at the Women's Festival, I've been at the Women's Festival, I've been at several center stage. We presented Fuji music, nobody even care about what you are singing. All they know is this music has good rhythm and it has good followership and it's dancehall and they listen to it. Because we say what we are saying in Yoruba, I don't want to go somewhere simply because I want people to listen to me. I started making my composition in English. No. So would I be doing that when I get to China? No. So Yoruba people of the world, they give support either in Brazil or in Cuba or anywhere. Those places we visited, we see the Yoruba people, all the people that understand the culture of Yoruba that run around us. But back home here in Nigeria, the West holds the lead. And that's where Juju and Fuji will continue to live in the life of our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Orin dọ́là ló jẹun wá dúpẹ́ o. Orin dọ́là ló jẹun tó pẹ́ká. Bíṣẹ́ bá ti lálùbáríkà, ọpẹ́ ló yẹ kẹ́rù ó dá. Orin dọ́là ló jẹun tó pẹ́ká.
Yín omi ìgbé gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ lége lámúgbó kò sọ pé àwọn tó ń gbọ́ lége ní amúgbó. Ó tọ̀bẹ̀ ni pé Fuji ohun tó ti wà láti ìpìlẹ̀ ni títí dìsìn tó sì máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀ títí láéláé ayé ànípẹ̀kun.
What's the future of music, of Fuji music in Nigeria?
The future of Fuji music is as long as Fuji music stays, other music stays. That's just it.
Okay, do you welcome the idea of these Fuji musicians going into hip-hop? Do you welcome the idea?
Number one, all musicians want to act like one family. They want to act like one family, and collaboration is one of the finest things you see musicians all over the world doing together. This brand of music and this brand of music wants to come together to form collaborations to make one in promoting good entertainment. That is what that means. So we don't need to ascribe any speciality into Fuji going into collaboration with whatever. It could be anything. When I called Blackie to do collaborations with K1 the Ultimate years back, nobody has anything to say about that.
Okay, since the departure of Alhaji Barrister is late now, since the departure, how can you describe Fuji music?
Fuji music is waxing stronger. We are there. May God bless his soul. He has done his own part, and he has left a big responsibility on the shoulder of every other one behind him, and we keep the flag flying. It's going.
All right, thank you.
Orin dọ́là ló jẹun wá dúpẹ́ o. Orin dọ́là ló jẹun tó pẹ́ká. Bíṣẹ́ bá ti lálùbáríkà, ọpẹ́ ló yẹ kẹ́rù ó dá. Orin ní bí iṣẹ́ bá ti lálùbáríkà ìjọ ló yẹ kẹrù ojú orin dọ́là ló jẹ́ nǹkan pẹ́ dá.